everyone, my name is Ola, and today we will be testing out the Faber Castell pop-up coloring. So in this kit, you get 5 markers and all the stuff needed to color in and put together this flower arrangement. You might notice it's open. Unfortunately, I recorded this already, and with the video recorded, the sound did not. So when you see me putting it together, it is for the first time. Anything where you see me talking, I'm re-recording. The reason I purchased this item, which cost me $10 at the art store, and if you're like, just tell us which art store, it is a local art store called the art store. It was $10 for the kit, and I was sort of in there and I wanted to get some markers, and this kit came with 5 markers, so I was thinking to myself, okay, it's kind of worth it, right? Because if the markers are $2.50 a piece and I get 5 markers here, let's get the kit and then I get a little something extra with it as well. So that was my thinking behind getting the kit. I'm really excited to put it together. Let's get started. So as I'm opening this up to see what's inside, there's 4 different things if you count the instructions. So first of all, there's a single page of instructions. And then there are 2 envelopes. Each one says die cut pieces on them. Everything is sort of glued to each other, so as you're pulling it apart, it rips a little bit. But you have 2 big envelope, or 1 big envelope and a small envelope of die cut pieces, and then the box containing the 5 markers in the package. So I just open up all the envelopes, pull up all the pieces, and lay them out to begin. So here I am coloring these in. I decided to start with the individual flowers because they felt less intimidating than everything else. So I went with a yellow center, a layer of purple, and then darker purple around the edges. I started on those and then realized there's like 8 of them, so went through them fairly quickly. The markers go on real good, and the cardboard has a glossy finish to it. I then started grabbing the larger pieces and playing a little bit with my green markers. I also utilized the yellow that I had to just kind of create some variety. So for some of the leaves, I put yellow in to just get a different green. I also, in the larger chunks of flowers, realized that I thought I had 3 green markers, but I actually had 2 purple markers. So the edges of the flowers that have leaves on them are done with the lighter purple and then darkened with the dark purple. Like I think they're supposed to be, the individual flowers are dark purple with a darker purple edge. So now I'm finally ready for the 2 largest pieces, for which I followed the same process. Yellow centers for the flowers and a little bit yellow added to the greenery, then light purple around the flowers with a dark purple highlight, and then a differentiation of the 2 greens for the leaves. And at the very bottom of the flowers, I just went with the darkest green. I did realize at the end of this that, oh man, here we go. Now we have to do the other side. And at this point in time, I was kind of over it. I was like, ugh, I don't really want to, but I flipped them over. Up to this point, the couple of things that I didn't like was the instructions were not very detailed, which led me to do that mistake with the purple. I wish they gave you like a little bit more detail on how to draw them. And then the task was just incredibly repetitive. Like you're just drawing the same thing over and over and over again. So I flipped them over and did the other side off camera. In doing the other side, I discovered that while one side has a glossy finish, the other side is flat. So I thought that was kind of a weird choice because it also made it absorb the marker differently and made the colors look a little bit off. Now that I'm ready to put it together, I'm again a little bit intimidated because the instructions are so minimal. They essentially tell you how to put together that outer ring, and then it's like, put together the bouquet, which doesn't feel like enough information, but I'm just kind of going for it. So I started with what they suggested, which is crisscrossing the center pieces and shoving them in there. But it was actually easier to add the outer pieces first and then balance the crisscross in that. Then I tried adding the top pieces, like the little individual flowers, and those were tricky because like the cardboard is not really thick, so it doesn't like want to pierce through the gaps. So I wish the gaps were a little bit longer or maybe thicker so that it was easier to do that. So unfortunately, as I was putting this together, I ripped quite a few pieces. I don't think you can tell in the finished one, but it was a little bit stressful putting it together because I knew I was actively ripping it up. And here's how it turned out. So overall, how do I feel about this? I will say it's growing on me. Like when I came back, I since I recording the outro last time, I left and came back, and I'm just like, this is really really cool. Like I saw it on my coffee table, and actually the finished product I quite like. So in terms of these markers, I think these are a really nice quality. So like I said before, like this is worth it just for the markers. I'm really excited to like try them out for something like coloring and just see how they do. But I think just for $10 for 5 markers like this is a pretty good deal. And then you get this really cute thing that I'm definitely going to put on a desk. Now, some downsides, like I said, the cardboard's really, really flimsy. So I did rip quite a few pieces. You actually get an extra flower, which was great because I ripped through one of them pretty much completely putting it on here. And you can see like inside here, there's some rips when I was trying to shove it in. So I did not love that. I did not love that there's a different finish on the inside and on the outside of this. I thought that was kind of odd. And then this is, like I was saying, I wish there was more directions, but then also they say that there's a customizable gift tag in there, which I kept looking for because on this box, you can see this person's has a card that matches on the back this thing, and in real life it does not. It's just blank on the back, and it doesn't really look like much, so I don't know that I would necessarily include that gift card. But I do think, like, in general, this would be a nice alternative to flowers, and if you think of it like that, again, the $10 price point is fantastic, and that's what this costs on their website as well. So overall, I would not recommend this to everybody. It is quite repetitive, and it did take me like 2 hours to color everything in and put it together. So it's a longish project. I don't think everybody would enjoy this. The finished product is cool. I'm actually probably going to keep this on my desk or somewhere. Like, I quite like it. And the markers are worth it. So I do think overall it's worth it, but I would not recommend it for everybody. If I was to give it a number value, I would say this is like a 7 out of 10. But if you want to try it, definitely do.